Quick shout out to my Patreons who keep this channel going. You can join my Patreon down in the description below. What's guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're reacting to the 5th episode of Symphogear AXZ. This one's titled Risking Your Life in a Fictional Theatre. Not quite sure the meaning behind that. I'm guessing risking your life in a fictional theatre. As opposed to a real theatre? Like, what's the difference between a fictional theatre and a real theatre? I guess risking your life in a fictional theatre, maybe putting everything on the line for something that really isn't actually real and doesn't matter, but you feel like it does. That kind of sense is like maybe some form of betrayal, and maybe that's just because I'm expecting Adam to be in some way. I feel like Adam's, I don't know why, just like, as per usual, I don't trust the main villain, obviously. I feel like Saint-Germain especially could potentially be the one, like, alchemist that could maybe flip or be at least reasonable with Symphogear, because of the conversation she and Hibiki had last episode, I feel like there's a potential there to maybe start talking, and maybe Saint-Germain genuinely believes, like, why are we fighting Symphogear users? Like, why would they be stopping us? Like, if we're trying to do good here, why would Symphogear be stopping us? They want to do good too, so maybe they might start thinking, and this might lead to Saint-Germain starting to question, like, hang on, what is going on here? And then Adam reveals his big, awful plans that really don't actually help the world, but are just, like, helping himself, maybe? I don't know. Because thanks to the little backstory flashback we got at the beginning of the last episode, we kind of saw Saint-Germain feeling wronged by the world and wronged by certain people and wanting to fix the wrongs of society. That kind of created the situation that she was in. Maybe that's what's spurring her to where she's got involved with Adam and everything that's going on. And maybe she believes that that is something they're doing, when in actuality, maybe that's not actually what's going on. I feel that's a common thing in Symphogear, so it feels like that might be too obvious of a thing for Symphogear to do again, but who knows. Had some good fights last time. We finally see our alchemists in their Faust robes, something that was brought back from GX and Carol. And they seem to defeat the Ignite modules very easily, and honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that Adam showed up, probably would have just finished it all off there and then. But Adam came in wanting to create gold, as it were, and it seems to be intent on turning people into this energy, just like episode 1 had with our alchemists turning the president and people there into energy. They said, like, what, 75,000 or something in episode 1. So I'm guessing that's what Adam was doing again. To what purpose this energy is for, we don't know. I'm going to assume it's in some way they're part of their plan to pick a fight with God that Tiki seems to be aiming them towards. She's already picked out a spot that is a good spot to fight with God, so now they need the energy to do something to fuel whatever they're going to do to pick the fight. Either destroy the moon, or go after the frontier, or just destroy reality itself. I don't know, like, we're just going to punch a hole through space and rip open a new dimension to go to heaven where God is. I don't know. Because I still question where God kind of is in this world. Like, where is he? Can we get to God? Like, he obviously had the Cusp Isle encased and towers, but who knows? Who knows? Like, there must be a way to get to God, because otherwise how would God exert his influence if there wasn't a way for him to get there? So there must be a way for it to get there. God's just doing whatever God's doing at this point. I wonder if we'll actually ever see God or see a representation of God in this series. That'd be kind of a big finale for this show. Anyway, another thing about Adam is within like 10 seconds of meeting him, he's already naked. So yeah, yeah. And Tiki very much wants that, and I can't blame her. I mean, dude's in shape. Like, dude's in shape. I wish I was in that shape. But yeah. Maria and her group have used their Symphogears despite not having Linker, but I'm assuming have rescued everyone. Because Adam said he expected their lives to be worth more than that, because he had this energy but wasn't as much as he was expecting after releasing a 10 megaton, just whatever it was, on them. And so, yeah, I don't think he caught anyone in that. I don't think. Not anyone, like, of importance, obviously. Maybe there's some, like, nameless civilians might have been caught in that, but I don't think anyone else necessarily was. I think we've got all 6 users, because otherwise that's just straight up a character death, and I don't think Symphogear has the balls to kill off a main character. Like, yes, we've got rid of Ver. Yes, we got rid of Maria. But I wouldn't consider them mains in the same way that, obviously, Kiriko, Shirobei, Maria, and Hibiki, Chris, and Tsubasa are. Like, I wouldn't consider them like that. Who knows, though? I don't think they'd ever do that. There'd be no reason to ever do that, really, for this show. But, yeah. Yeah, we're also breaking down something with this weird Enigma machine, essentially, that we've got, which isn't going too well. I don't know if our enemy doesn't seem to be too interested in whatever it is so far. Either they don't know it's going on, or it's just a coincidence they happen to just be attacking at the same point. I don't know. We don't really know what Animal's plan is necessarily for that. Elf9 is still trying to understand the secrets of Linker so that we can start making it and give Maria a chance to fight, because I don't think they'll ever be able to fight again after this one last exertion that they've managed to pull off. I don't think they'll be able to do it. But there was that weird energy thing that was going on with Maria, and I think the other two as well, I can't remember. In like one of the very first fights that they had, I think it was episode 2, some weird glow was around them. Elf9 noticed it, and we haven't really mentioned it since. So if that's going to be in development of a new special linker or an actual form of connection that will mean they will not require linker in the future, or if it's just another power that we're going to potentially use, just like how we had Symphogears, then we had our special songs, and then we've had Ignite modules and things like that. We've always had this like leveling up and powering up of our abilities. So I'm wondering if this other energy thing is going to be the next step in that, because Ignite modules clearly do not work against Faust robes, so we need something new, because obviously a normal Symphogear ain't going to be that effective. Ignite modules aren't effective. We need something else now. What that something else is, I don't know. Maybe the thing with decoding maybe gives some insight into that, or maybe our linker research will as well. Who knows? But we're not even at the halfway stage, and we're already getting to that point, which is kind of on track, right? Because in GX we were at that point as well, I think. Yeah, at this point in GX, Hibiki was in a coma, so that was we were in the midst of getting Project Ignite going, and it was around about this point that as well that Carol had her Faust robe, so yeah, it seems kind of like fairly par for the course when it comes to Symphogear in terms of its pacing, which is good, because Symphogear's pacing is actually pretty decent. Can be a little fast at times, but honestly, it kind of works out to their advantage to have it be a bit fast. GX was very fast-paced with terms of like fights. It felt like every other episode, well, no, every episode, every like 12 minutes, we were like getting into some form of confrontation, just like constantly wearing us down. But I guess we'll see if AXZ does the same thing or not. Anyway, we're going to load the episode up here. As per usual, these are time-based format reactions here on YouTube. If you want to see the full picture in picture, go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets you access to all Patreon picture reactions I do on the channel, which is everything from my seasonal lineup, as well as Patreon request shows such as World Trigger, Symphogear here, and Lock Horizon. Prioritizing those, obviously, before the new year, so we can get as many of those completed as possible, because I'm so far behind, it's terrible. But I'm gonna get Symphogear done, we'll get as much World Trigger done, and we'll get Lock Horizon done. At least Season 2 of Lock Horizon will definitely be done. Season 3, we'll wait and see how that ends up going. Season 3 is thankfully shorter, though, so it should be a bit easier to manage into next season. Yeah. What was I going to say? That's a good question. But yeah, here on YouTube we have 2 time-based. So bottom left of the screen, you'll see a time for the episode. I count down 3, 2, 1, play. On play side episode, I say episode, we should be in sync. We are watching this one on Anime Pahi, since they have the D-Truck sub version, which is the version I've been using since Season 2. So go to the Anime Pahi to check this one out. Crunchyroll has the series, obviously, as well, but will just be slightly different subs if you're confused as to why I'm seeing something different than maybe Crunchyroll. That's probably why. But yeah, you can also use screen flash on my face, the mic, or this part of my headset to tell once he's transitioning, and that helps sync it up as well. So, with all that said, typical lengthy Symphogear intro, let's get into this week's episode, shall we? Well, who knows when this is releasing. Let's get into episode 5. In 3, 2, 1, play. Aftermath of Adam's 10 megaton bomb. Stops before it hit the compound, though. Intentionally missed the compound? He was probably just aiming at the girls, right? But that's Chris, I think. Yep. Chris alive. Yep, the main three are alive. Oh, that was the HQ, huh? Okay, so it was something important. Never mind. I thought it was just like a random area of land. I didn't realize the HQ was there. That's Kiriko. Okay, everyone's alive. Lights. Rescue helicopters. Just. OP time. Okay. I didn't realize the HQ was the target there. I didn't realize they hit that bit. In which case, yeah. What happened about all our decoding stuff? I didn't realize it actually hit the HQ. So we have lost a bunch of lives then. I also like with the heart designs, you can see like the red and blue like veins essentially in them, so it really is like a heart. It's a nice little touch. Oh, we actually see Adam's face now. I think they've updated that. I don't think we saw much of Adam. He was kind of like a shadow. They've updated it, so we now see his face. We've seen him. Yes. Risk your life on a fictional battlefield. That's the picture we got of him, okay. Mm-hmm. Power of the Philosopher's Stone. Very religious. Yeah. Perfect counter. Well, the yeah. Again, there's that weird thing. It was okay. I didn't mention it last episode. I did notice it, but I didn't want to say anything because I was like, I didn't know if it was just a special effect. Didn't get a chance to. Uh-oh. Yeah. I mean, what were we meant to do? He's so happy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Watching for a frog, okay. Where's that book he's reading? Where's Prince of the God? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Give the divine power form. Give the divine power form. Hmm. Oh, I'm guessing this is a training exercise. Have we seen a character transformation yet? I can't remember. It's a good one, though. What an opening line. I'm the goofball from hell. Yeah. A lot of strain, though. Banana. Yeah. Oh. Yep. I want to train and get used to it. Mm-hmm. Risking it on a fictional battlefield. I guess this is their fictional battlefield. Oh, you're lashing out. You're lashing out. Hmm. Maria understands where they're coming from. I mean, mm, mm. Oh. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay. Um. Mm-hmm. That's probably the hard bit. Oh. Oh, we full diving? Okay. Fictional battlefield, okay. Yeah. Very much theory. Yeah. Right. I mean, it's gonna work out probably, but still, is a risk. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Oh boy. How are we doing, Sebastian? Oh boy. Mm-hmm. Lots of wow, all that just gone. Mm. Mm-hmm. Defense spell, okay. Hmm. Prick. Hmm. Hmm. Alright. Alright. Full dive time. Mm-hmm. Crystals. Mm-hmm. Wait. Okay. Sure. Maybe you could. She's spaced out, yeah. Oh, that's Miku. Yes. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Potentially, yep. Hmm. I'm sure with them now being in Japan, we're gonna see them again at some point. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, this song again, okay. And Serena, okay. Mom? Yep. She feels it, and yeah, okay. Hmm. Mm-hmm. You're gonna experience what she went through. Oof. Is it her love for Serena? Her desire to protect? Mm. Oh, yes. Definitely. Ryoko is there as well. Hmm. Serena to the rescue, maybe? Or Maria? Probably Maria. That's a good question. Okay. It's both their consciousness. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. Mm-hmm. Pushing herself. Hmm. Whoa. Okay then. What? That's not good. Hmm. Uh-oh. That's a big one. It's like a Hydra. Mm-hmm. Gotta deal with it. Ooh, what's hiding behind him? What is that? Ah, I see. Mm-hmm. She's still thinking about it though, right? Yep. There's some... Ah. Okay. I'm curious about their backstory and how they... It seems these two are more... It seems like we've got another Maria, Shurika, and Kiribei situation, right? Those two are more attached to Saint-Germain than they are to Adam. Shurika and Kiribei are more attached to Maria than they were to Mum. If that makes sense. Yes, okay. Right, get to the shelter. Mm-hmm. Okay. Alright. That's another episode down. Oh boy. Do we have a post-credit scene here? I feel like ED started a little early. We might have a post-credits here. Interesting. Unless it is a minute 50 ED, but I felt like I would have noticed it was a minute 50 ED already, but guess we'll see. I do like this ED a lot. It might be my favorite ED of all of Symphogear at this point. I don't know. Probably make that judgment once we've heard Season 5's. But yeah, it does feel like Cagliostro, Prelati, and Saint-Germain's situation feels kind of like a parallel between Maria, Kirk, and Shirobei's, right? Those two are more supportive of one of their own members than they are of the main person. Just feels a bit similar. Alright, we do have a post-credits. Oh, okay, these two in the consciousness. Who's saying it? There? There? Hello there, did not expect to see you. Oh. Okay. Did not expect that. Okay. Sure. Okay. Yes. Well then. Okay. I did not expect Ver to show back up. I thought we were done with Ver. Then again, I don't know why I thought we were done with Ver. Ver is one of the best things about the show. And since we're still dealing with Linker, and that storyline hasn't finished, I don't know why I thought we'd ever be done with Ver. There's still so much to him, but... Okay. I guess we're going to be battling with Ver in our subconscious now. We also got another crazy Ver face, so that's fun. Thank you. But yeah, like I said, it does feel as though, like I said, Cagliostro and Prelati seem to have a fondness for Saint-Germain more than they do for Adam at that point. I'm hoping we'll get some of their backstory at some point, because we've seen a little bit of Saint-Germain. Saint-Germain seems to have honest intentions of wanting to make the world a better place and right the wrongs of society. Genuinely does seem as such. I'm just worried that Adam is misguiding them down this path for his own other interests or other personal gains or other ambitions. Because who knows, really. Tiki's going to go divulge some information to him. It's probably something a bit more specific about their plan to pick a fight with God or whatever. And now we've got this 8-headed monster Hydra thing that's going to attack Tokyo Bay. They say they have the power of God. Do you really have the power of God if God's still out there? You do need to take out God if you really want to claim to have the power of God, I suppose. Maybe they do have a power that rivals it, but I do wonder if God would necessarily intervene in this instance, or if he'd just leave it up to the mortal realm to deal with itself. Like, again, God seems very hands-off ever since the Curse of Belial and everything, right? So, I don't know if God's ever going to intervene or even be shown in the series, but they're targeting God, apparently. They want to pick a fight with him. So, yeah. Yeah, I wonder beyond that. Yeah. Alright, we've got another big fight coming up. We've got the fight in Maria's subconscious up against Ver. Wonder how that's gonna go. Yeah, a bunch of good stuff, Interesting. So next episode is titled Emerging from the Deathbed. I'm guessing that's there. Emerging from the Deathbed. It's probably going to be something more, because knowing Symphogear, like, the true meaning of the episode isn't really... of the episode title isn't really known until, like, midway through the episode, so we'll probably watch through episode 6 and I'll be like, oh no, this is what they meant by emerging from the deathbed. But it feels like it is very much focused around there, emerging from death again to live on in memories, as they tend to do, apparently. But yeah, that was a good episode. That was a very, very good episode. Yeah, that weird, like, energy being specifically focused around Maria has been explained, so I'm glad we got to that. It always feels like when it comes to Symphogear, and some other shows as well, but mainly Symphogear recently, it always feels like when I feel like something should be explained or should happen, it very much happens like the next episode. Like, in talking about episode 4, which I recorded just before this one, I said, we haven't really seen Adam yet. I wonder when Adam's going to make his mark as a main villain. He made his mark. When I said, oh, we kind of need to explain what that weird, like, energy thing was around it. Like, how is that going to help us? We've explained how it's going to help us. It just feels like either Symphogear is just very well constructed to the point where it just makes sense to go into that next thing, and it doesn't want to leave its answers to its questions too long, or it's just because I'm so used to Symphogear now that I can kind of see which direction they're going in. I don't know. That can obviously be a bad thing as well as a good thing, because it's like, if it's too predictable, then you don't really want them to do it, but this is not predictable enough. Like, they set up a very basic idea of, what is the glow? And then they go off on this whole different thing of the glow. Like, I would not have told you that Maria and Elf9 would be fighting inside her own consciousness up against Fair. That would never have been one of my predictions. Never would have happened. I could not predict that. I don't think anyone could have predicted that. But, yeah. At least the basic structure seems to be predictable and easy to follow, which is good, and it helps guide you along through the journey that is this show, so that's always a positive. Anyway, I don't think there's anything more for me to really say this episode, so thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one as per usual. Leave a like if you did, as well as your comments waiting for the episodes. Don't forget to hit subscribe as well. I'm doing more episodes of these tonight as I record them. So we have a few episodes pre-recorded, so if you have any comments that you left on the last episode or this episode, and I haven't addressed them in the next one, that's because, well, I'm recording a bunch of these together, and they'll be going up in whatever order they go up on whatever days. I have no idea. I just want to get this series done, so I'm binging a bunch of stuff on this and forgetting some other shows for now, just so I can just binge this and make sure I've got this completed. So, thank you everyone for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.